Hey, I'm Liv Miranda, and today my family and I are up in the beautiful mountains of Utah. We noticed that there were wild daisy patches all over, and they're starting to get a little dry, so we thought before they all disappear for the year, we better make some daisy crowns. I remember making daisy crowns when I was a little girl and how fun it was to put flowers in my hair and feel special and beautiful like a mountain princess. And so today I want to show you how to make a daisy or wildflower crown using just flowers and not anything else, so that you can do it when you're out on a hike, you can do it when you're on a picnic with your family, or any other time that you see some wildflowers that you want to turn into a beautiful crown. Let's get started. So when you find a wildflower patch or a daisy patch up in the mountains, you just want to focus on two things. You want your stems to be as long as possible, so that will give you lots of room to work as you're making your crown. And you also want most of the petals to be pretty and not super dry. So in the mountains today, those are perfect. We have some patches where a lot of the daisies are getting dry, and then they're just not going to be as pretty on a crown. So we're looking for ones with long stems that have really pretty petals like those, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Once you have a pile of long stemmed daisies, you're just going to start with the first one, separate it out, and that will be your base. Then grab a second flower, preferably one that is by itself like this, and you're going to lay it right next to the first one, and then wrap the stem up and around, and then thread it through itself. So you're basically tying a knot, and luckily these mountain daisy stems are flexible enough that it's pretty simple to do. And you have one daisy knotted onto the next, and you can slide it up. Then you're going to get your next daisy and do the same thing. Lay it next to the first and create your loop and thread the end right through. If you want to switch some sides so that your daisies are going around sort of different sides, you can do that as well. If once in a while you have a little daisy that breaks off, you can either start over using a little bit less, or just discard it and move on to your next one. I like to leave the leaves of the daisies on, so it creates a little bit more of a full look with your finished crown. But if you want to strip them down first, you can also do that. Once you get a few put together, enough that you may think you're almost ready for a crown, then you can break off a few of your ends and start to tuck these other little ones in and around. When you get to the point that you have a lot of extra little stems, you can just use smaller stems to kind of fill in those gaps. Wrap it around and then knot it through just like you did before, just to kind of tie up those loose ends. This is gonna look wild because it's a wilderness crown, and that is part of the fun and part of the beauty. So just use some smaller stems, fill in where you need to, and you can wrap it around a couple times to kind of secure things where you want it secure, and then tuck the ends. Once you get to where you feel like the crown is pretty developed, if you want to go back in and add different types of flowers just to tuck in and make it a little more full, you can just tuck those right in with shorter stems to where your original daisies were, and then just kind of tuck the ends in. Lots of adding and tucking. This way you can get flowers on all sides as well. And when you're finished, you can find a really cute head to put it on. If you want to use it as a necklace for your boys or your girls instead of a crown, then just pull it down over the head and you've got a necklace. Easy as that. Just a few minutes with some wildflowers and that's it. You can make a beautiful daisy crown and be a princess of the mountain, right?
Yeah.
Right. Let me see your smiling princess face. Oh, there it is. Are you a mountain princess like your mama? Yes.